Hello everyone, this is Blue Thunder Fan Racing, and this is the INORL UPS Truck Series. Today we are at the Kansas Speedway for the Kansas 250. And starting on the pole, we have Jeffrey Finguy, who just came off of a second place finish last week at Nashville. And starting next to him is a Daytona winner, Tyler Young, who could use a good run. Row number 2 has rookie sensation Sean Angel and Joshua Michael. In the third row, we have Luke Walker and points leader Curtis Rundas. Row 4, Derek Williams and Charles Sanford. And right at the top 10, we have Ricky Johnson and Nick Nealman. This race wasn't hugely exciting last season, but it was a pretty decent race, and I always enjoy clean green flag racing. So this track returns on the schedule for season 2. Jeffrey Finguy looking to follow up that second place at Nashville with his long overdue first career win in the INORL. Pace car is in. And we're green! We're rocking at Kansas! And right away, Sean Angel's going for the lead, trying to pass Jeffrey Finguy. Side by side of the stripe, Finguy will lead the first lap. And now Luke Walker's going to make it free wide for the lead. Sean Angel and Finguy making contact. Finguy goes up the track, free wide, and he is dropping quickly. Luke Walker goes for the lead. Derek Williams right behind him, and Richard Johnson is trying to take away the first spot, but these guys are making contact here. Tyler Young and Finguy, look at him dropping like a rock drops through water. At the fourth corner, this time it will be Derek Williams leading this lap by inches. And, wait, no, Luke Walker. Luke Walker's starting to pull out to a lead. And Richard Johnson has moved into second. The YMFN SRA Sony Cup Series legend, Richard Johnson, moves into second. Still looking for his looking for his third win in the INORL. He won 2 races in the Retro Series last season. Not racing in the Retro Series this season, but that could change later. That could change later this season. Leo Walker's going to take second now, as her brother Luke still leads the field. Let's see where last week's winner, Dylan Young, is. I noticed on the standings that for some reason Dylan Young isn't listed, not listed with a win, but he did win last week at Nashville. But he's not. But on the standings it doesn't say he has any wins due to the Henrik's Falcon Free glitch. And man, Tyler Young's really dropped. He's already down to 30s. I hate to see where Jeffrey Finguy is. Oh, there he is, right in front of Dylan Young's teammate Jake Flicker. Curtis Rundas isn't having a very good start either. This race appears to be starting to spread out. James Silverfox making a lot of progress here. Battle on for 4th. Well, Noah Hart was looking on Sean Angel for 4th. No pass was made. And the Walker's now running 1-2. Leia trying to take the lead in the Mark 1 electric Dodge. For Jennifer Joe Cobb Racing, trying to pass the Red Horse Juggernaut, and she's got it. Leia Walker goes for the lead. She gets the lead. And now Sean Angel is trying to pass the 77. Can he get a run in the free? No. Luke Walker blocks him. But some other drivers are catching up here. Emilio Navarre, Daniel Smith, the defending champ Mason Wood, starting to make some headway in the points. And look at him dive underneath Noah Hart and Daniel Smith. And his old ride is not too far back. The 6 of Chris Rickenbaugh running in 12th. In front of him is 10th in points Skyla Johnson, who's still looking for that first win of the season. Look at the top 2 in points. Curtis Rundas and Samuel Logo way behind, along with last week's winner Dylan Young. Jeffrey Fingeist really dropped as well, along with Tyler Young. Aiden Klein's top 10 points. Oh, a little bit of contact between Charles Sanford and Kevin White. No wreck. Jimmy Michaels making some progress. He started dead last. There's Darren Gale. As I've stated before, he's been having a really tough season, but he's starting to make some headway here. I think he's trying to pass James Silverfox for 11th, so he's actually having a good start to this race. Mason Woods moved up to 5th, the defending champ. Hasn't had a good start to the season at all, but he's starting to pick it up. Sean Angel takes 2nd. Emilio Navarre moves in the 3rd. Emilio Navarre is one of the better known veterans in the truck series, but interestingly enough, he's never won a race. But he has shown a lot of speed on these intermediate tracks. And he's doing it yet again, but he's getting challenged by Luke Walker. But Walker can't make the move. Pretty tight train here. Sam Young's looking on Mason Wood there for a moment. A train of cars. The top 8 all running in a train. Choo choo. What is the sound even? Anyway, Leia Walker's still leading the race. And Sean Angel looking for the lead, and here he goes! Sean Angel trying to take the lead, and the Canadian is going to take the top spot. And drivers are starting to make some moves now. Chris Rickenbaugh might be able to catch up to this pack. You lose a lot of speed when you're battling for position. I see Rickenbaugh is just catching right up to this pack now that everyone here is racing for position. While Sean Angel and Emilio Navarre starting to pull away, but that might not last. Navarre trying to take the lead. Still looking for that first win, as mentioned before. That 32 truck was driven by Savannah Turner last season. And Mason Woods' 05 truck, last season that truck was driven by Reese Valican and was notoriously slow. So it's great to see Mason Wood getting Bill Davis Racing some great runs. But Emilio Navarre is going for the lead. I'm wondering when I have pit stops. Not really sure exactly when, but Mason Wood is going for 2nd. I know he wants to get that first win of the season. He could really use it. That'd be his 3rd career win in the Truck Series. He won 2 races last season. We got 3 wide for 3rd though. Skyla Johnson. Then Joltis winner from last season. Whoa! Makes a little contact with Richard Johnson, and Leia Walker's forced to get free wide there for a moment. Brian James has now joined this pack along with Chris Rickenbaugh. And Darren Gale's joining the pack along with Gene Sanford. There's John Sanino. He's in the points battle. He's having another solid run. Check out our points leader, Curtis Run does, who is not running too incredibly. He is running in 25th right now. Not terrible, but he needs to pick it up if he wants to keep that points lead, judging by how John Sanino is running. Meanwhile, Samuel Logo, second in points, is way in the back in this big gaggle of cars. Tyler Young's way back here. Kind of curious about Jeffrey Finguy. He's not running too well. Running in 29th. Tough break for the pole sitter. He really just dropped and just hasn't had the speed in this race. That may have been a qualifying setup on the 51. And I think that may be why he's not running so well. We're basically the halfway point, and man, Skylar Johnson got a bad run in that corner. Sean Angels dropped back. I haven't mentioned it, but Navarre taking the lead, but not anymore. Mason Wood just took that spot, and he is pulling away. Mason Wood. And he's going to lead a lap. Five much-needed bonus points for Mason Wood, looking to get into the championship hunt. The defending champion. Ah man, Samuel Logo's in 41st. Nick Nealman started in the top 10, and he's running dead last. Oh, I just heard something. I think somebody came down pit road. I think we've got green flag pit stops underway. Gotta check the pit lane cam. Yes, green flag pit stops are underway. Leia Walker and Brian James stay out along with William Duncan, Beachy London, Jake Williams, Jimmy Michaels, Henry Sanford, Skylar Johnson, and James Silverfox. And there's a few others here in the back. And Skylar Johnson and Jake Williams going to continue to stay out. Of course, Jake Williams' brother and teammate Derek won the second race out at Phoenix. And now these two Dodges running up each other, and problems for Jake Williams. Jake Williams slowed and is pulling to the apron. I think, yeah, we're getting word that there's a tire puncture on the 29. Luckily for him, he was probably planning to come down. Luckily for him, it's in the middle of green flag pit stop, and it actually hasn't hurt him much at all. Just lost his spot to Skylar Johnson. Looking to see how pit stops cycle out here. I want to say that Mason Wood will be the leader, but I don't know. We have to see. Here's Daniel Smith's actually come out in front of him. And is that damage on the 29? Is it just me, or am I seeing a little side damage on Jake Williams' 29? I must be seeing things. And Mason Wood has not passed Daniel Smith. I'm not sure if he's a lap car or what. Well, the leaderboard says he's a lap down in 42nd. Yeah, I think the leader's Mason Wood. Looking for confirmation. Yes, Mason Wood is the leader, and he's got a 1 second gap over Emilio Navarre and Gene Sanford. They're really not going to be gaining any ground if they race side by side like that. But this is a good, much-needed run for Jean Sanford. She hasn't had a very good season so far, driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Brian James is in fourth. Another veteran who's winless in the series, but he's pretty fast. He actually set his personal best. The fastest driver on the track is Justin Mayles, who's running in 22nd place. Sean Angels dropped back. James Silverfox running in the top 20. I know he'll take this if he can hold on, of course. James Silverfox has not done well in any of my series ever since he stepped in, but he's having a solid run right now. We're in 17th. Oh, Luke Walker's blown an engine! I thought I saw black smoke somewhere, and that's Luke Walker blowing up from 6th place! Aw, man, that's a tough break for Luke Walker. He had one of the fastest cars of the day, but he's going out of the race on lap number 26. Heartbreak for Red Horse Racing. Meanwhile, Emilio Navarrete moves back in the second and is closing in on Mason Wood. Brian James right on his tail. Gene Sanford's also a little ways back there. This is starting to turn into a 4-car battle for the lead, but Brian James trying to dive underneath Navarrete, and that's going to help Mason Wood pull away a little. And I'm noticing that Darren Gale's in 5th place. Fantastic run for Darren Gale right now. A much needed run for Darren. Richard Johnson's had one of the better cars of the day, running in 9th. Great run for Johnson. Oh, Chris Rickenbaugh and John Cenio just made contact. That was the last thing that Cenio needed to make up some points. Points leader Curtis Run does. Oh, he didn't have a good pit stop. He's running in 32nd. He's running in 32nd. Not looking like a very good points day for Run. But Samuel Logo's having an even worse run in 35th. If he can get into the top 10, John Cenio could be set to take the points lead. He's really been having a real good season in that 20 truck. This 20 team has really been turning up their game versus last season. Last season, this truck was driven by Ryan Juke and was nowhere near the front. But great run so far this season for Cenio. And how about Jimmy Michaels? Started dead last, but he's up to 10th. And not only that, but he's doing it in the 07 SS Greenlight car. This is really a marvel here, showing how much speed Jimmy Michaels has had at points during the season. I'm pretty sure he did well at Texas. I'm pretty sure he had one of the fastest cars at Texas. William Duncan's the prize package of the season so far, running in 5th place. And Sam Young, who's in 6th. That's good for him, but oh, look at this. Brian James is taking the lead. I wasn't even noticing that. We got less than 10 laps to go. We got 9 to be exact. Mason Wood's going to take the lead right back from Brian James. Mason Wood still leading the race. But there's a lap car on the way. Daniel Smith, but he's pretty far behind the others, and he's got to be a little freaked out with Luke Walker blowing up. And it also means that Red Horse Racing is going to probably have a disastrous run. Because Luke Walker blew up, their highest ranked car is Tyler Mails in 34. That's really not good. They really have not had a good day. But Mason Wood, man, he is really wanting to get this win. Gene Sanford right behind him now. But Navarrete, he's gonna try and take second. He really wants his first career win. And he's going to get it. Brian James right behind him. I'm wondering if Brian James is gonna try and pass him, or is he going to help? Try to catch up to Mason Wood. And looks like they're gonna battle for position. Wait, no, Navarrete's blocking him. And now Brian James is going to pass. Brian James in the second. And Gene Sanford's hot on his tail. Will Sanford go for it? No, they're gonna be single file here. As Navarrete looking on Sanford now to try and take third. And Mason Wood's gonna take 5 laps to go. He's got Daniel Smith right in front of him, however. And you remember, you lose a lot of speed when you're passing. This could affect the outcome of the race. Brian James has pulled out. Or if Brian James has pulled out and Navarrete's starting to pull out. Brian James has one of the quickest cars on the racetrack. 4th fastest lap. He is looking real fast. 4 laps to go for Mason Wood. Needing to find a way around Daniel Smith quickly as possible. Having to deal with this lap car is not going to be good for him. Brian James is hoping he can pull out and try to catch this guy before it's too late. 3 laps to go. He's hoping Wood is going to have to go into the corner and he's going to get slowed. And he does get slowed a little, but now Brian James has got to deal with Daniel Smith. And now he's got to try and get past him as quickly as possible. I don't think he's going to have enough time. No, Nick Nealman's a bit of ways up there. He's not going to be a factor. Mason Wood, 2 laps to go, and now Brian James has to pass the one car and see if he can maybe he has to get past the one car here as quickly as possible and see if he can get a slingshot on Mason Wood. And he got past him very quickly. Mason Wood, and he's closing in. Mason Wood may have a right to be scared. Brian James. But Mason Wood's got to be real nervous. That 22 American Ethanol Chevy Silverado is closing, and Brian James is hungry for his first career win. White flag is in the air. Can he catch up? He's trying. He's closing in. The gap is really starting to close now. Brian's making a move. Here he comes. Oh, but he can't! Wood froze the block, and that's going to be all. And that's going to be the move that wins in the race at the final corner. The defending champ Mason Wood will go back to victory lane here at Kansas. 3rd career win for Mason Wood and a much-needed first win of the season. This is starting to look like a return to form for Mason Wood. Brian James so close in 2nd. 3rd is Emilio Navarrete. 4th, Gene Sanford. 5th, William Duncan. 6th, Sam Young. 7th is Darren Gale. Fantastic effort for that team. 8th, Kevin White. 9th, Richard Johnson. And 10th is Henry Sanford. Wow. This is a great race here at Kansas. Congratulations to Mason Wood. For much needed first win of the season for our defending champ. Here comes the results and standings. You can watch a production of the INORL Racing Uncontained. See you next time.